All right, so I'm single, I'm 39 years old, and something that I don't see people talking about is how invisible you can feel being a woman who's in her late 30s, going into 40, and I'm sure beyond, and you feel like you're invisible. Like, at least that's how I feel. I feel like no one notices me, and I'm not talking about men, I'm just talking about like in general, like going through life. Like, no one really celebrates the single woman. No one really cares. Like, you just keep, I know, I just keep to myself, and like others, like, they're living their life. Like, they have their families, their kids, doing their things. And it can be really isolating sometimes. And I want to know if anyone else feels like this. Like, it's great to be independent and all. Like, I'm glad I'm able to like support myself and do everything that I want to do basically. But at the same time, I feel super invisible to everyone around me. And I just want to say that if you're in this position too, like, you're not alone. I see you girls. Like, we need to stop, stop it because we're worth more than this.
You hit the wall, and the wall doesn't forgive. After 30, almost everyone is focused on their family, not their friends. At that age, the normal thing is to be building a home, not chasing social validation. You should be looking for a husband, but you're probably still waiting for that perfect guy who never shows up. Just like many of the women in this video, who are lonelier than the sun at high noon. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Let's get started.
I don't have like even kind of a boyfriend.
Not even kind.
I don't have someone that I'm texting that's a guy that might someday be my boyfriend. There's like nothing going on right now.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
This is going to ruffle some feathers, but I truly believe being a woman in your early 30s and single is truly the hardest. Societal pressure is at an all-time high to be in a relationship. Most of your friends are going to be in relationships, they're going to be married, they're going to have kids. So you're going to feel that pressure even more. And sometimes you're going to feel extremely isolated. Constantly deal with people asking you about your relationship status. Why aren't you dating? Who are you dating? The fear starts to kick in that you're running out of time. Pressure to settle for someone who might not actually fit the things that you're looking for. There's such a limited pool of men that are actually available. Most 31-year-old single men haven't really done the work. Jesse from Summer House, for example, he's going to jump from one girl to the next because he's tall, probably has a good job, lives in New York. So men that are in their early 30s are not really an option for us. And dating older, they're typically creepy or they just want a trophy wife. And dating younger, they're just mentally not there. Probably aren't looking for the same things. It's so challenging to manage a career, struggling to navigate the dating scene, actually find a meaningful connection. Then you also hit this point when you're in your 30s where you're really secure in knowing what you want, actually okay being alone, but you're worried about people labeling you as undesirable or unsuccessful because of your single relationship status. Like, you're missing out on experiences that you would have if you did have a partner. And admittedly, I am a little bit fixed in my ways when it comes to my routine. When I was in my 20s, I was a bit more spontaneous with my day-to-day, and you're going out a lot more. So as of right now, I am not dating. I am just focusing on my friendships, my career, and me, and that feels right.
These women are single, and just by listening to everything the second woman said, you can see why. And what's this about? I'm focused on my friendships? Come on, your friends are focused on their husbands. That's why they ask if you're seeing anyone, because you're starting to look like a potential threat. Think about it this way. Your friends are probably around your same level in terms of status and looks. You share similar interests and, most likely, the same taste in men. When one of them finds a man with those qualities, she's obviously not going to want a single woman like you getting too close to her husband. That's why the conversations always circle back to whether you're dating someone. On top of that, at your age, you should consider dating older men. Men your age, with the qualities you're looking for, can date 25-year-old women. Time doesn't stop. The biological clock waits for no one. Let's continue.
So here I am, single, in my 30s, and dating. And oh my goodness, it is freaking hard. It is really hard to date in this world. It's even harder when you're someone who has just been in long-term relationships for such a long time and you haven't even dated. So you don't even know what this world is like. And recently, it's like, it just feels like it's just a constant, like, You see someone, it's going really good, you get to like the 2-month mark, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, this isn't working out. And it's so hard to be so vulnerable and put yourself out there and put your heart out there and your soul, and then somebody to turn around and just be like, you're incredible and amazing, but no. And then you have to rebuild yourself from there again. How do we do it, and why? Why do we do this to ourselves?
What separates me as a misandrist from feminists is that my hot take is that you cannot cheat on men.
This has to be rage bait, right? No one could be that truly special.
It's not possible. Like, that doesn't exist. Cheating on men does not exist.
A person is probably wondering, how exactly does someone come to that conclusion?
Men cheat women out of joy and opportunity every single day of their lives, like it's their job. They are conditioned from birth, and they have been conditioned for generations, like centuries and centuries, millennia. So there's no such thing as cheating on men.
What's really terrifying is that I believe they actually believe what they're saying. And what's even scarier is there are some that actually agree with these statements.
Say you're in a hetero relationship with a male, you can do whatever you want. It's not called cheating. It's not called cheating. You are barely even leveling the playing field. You are just fine.
And some women actually have the audacity to wonder where the phrase originated, 100 women versus accountability.
I want you to feel zero guilt because men aren't even capable of feeling guilt for like a shred of the shit that they do to us.
After making statements like that, now who would ever dare question their credibility?
So yeah, hot take it or leave it. Don't care. It's the truth.
The truth? Oh dear. What wonderful and dangerous times some individuals live in when they actually consider their own uninformed opinions to be the same as the truth.
Do you know why that 30-year-old woman's relationships fall apart after 2 months? Because the man feels the pressure that she wants to make it official right away. Sure, I'm one of those who believes a man knows from the beginning whether a woman could be his wife. But if men keep leaving her, it's because they sense what she's really after, the ring, locking things down immediately. As a man, I believe in taking your time. As for this misandrist, they're even worse than feminists. They compete with each other to see who hates men more. This doesn't get better, it only gets worse. And the sad part is, I hope women like that never have sons, because they're the ones who morally damage them. Or like many modern feminists who want to push their sons into being LGBT, all that strange woke stuff, because they themselves are so broken. Brothers, be careful with these women.
Okay, I have a question for single men in their 30s who have their lives together and just haven't found the one yet for some reason. So if I was a single lady in my 30s and I wanted to meet you, where would be the best place to go? Just asking for a friend. Please let me know in the comments. Thanks.
Dating in your 30s becomes literally just like looking for a breeding partner. Like, it's like you're going to a sperm donor bank and like lining up the genetics and just like choosing who you want to be your future children's dad. Like, you've already been through all the cute stages in your 20s, like saying I love you and going on your like first dates and trips together. Like, I don't want to meet your parents. Like, I do, but like, it's not cute anymore. Like, and then like waiting for the milestones and like falling and like seeing what happens. Like, no, are our kids gonna turn out cute? Are they gonna be smart, athletic? Like, are we gonna like make a good couple and like last forever? And like, then I'll get to know you and like, hopefully, we get along great and like it lasts forever. But first things first, like, again, it's just not cute anymore. Like, but you never settle. You never settle. It's not like before where you go in blindly.
Oh, hell no!
That's the problem. You're never satisfied. Ma'am, look for a man you can build a life with. No relationship comes with a guarantee of success from day one. Just pay attention to the basics. Does he have a job? Is he responsible? Does he treat you with respect? That's why many women end up alone. They're out there looking for a guy who checks every single box and with whom they'll never have a single issue. To the woman who wants to meet men, first, remove the tattoo from your arm. Second, go to sports bars, cafes and busy commercial areas, games like MLB matchups. I would have said the gym before, but that's pretty much ruined now. Talk to your friends' husbands. They might have a friend they can introduce you to. I'm not judging her. She's putting herself out there. I just hope her standards aren't sky high when it comes to finding someone.
This is a message for the single girlies in their 30s. I have something that you absolutely have to hear. And this is coming from someone that met my husband at 35. I got married at 38 and just had my first baby at 39. So I get it. It is rough out there. And this is what you need to hear. I just got off the phone with my younger brother, who is 37. He lives here in Austin. I asked him, "What are you up to tonight?" It's a Thursday. And he said that he has two of his guy friends coming to his apartment, and together they're going to practice a new recipe because one of these guys met a girl online dating and wants to make this recipe for her. And so they're all going to make it together and make sure it's good enough. Are you kidding? Like, how wholesome and amazing and sweet. And I just couldn't help but share this because I know how it feels to think like all the good guys are gone. And these are three guys in their mid to late 30s that have great jobs. They are single, never been married, no kids, and they are looking for their wives. They are looking for their soulmates. They want to have families. And I just had to share this because I remember that feeling of there are no good guys left. They've all been married in their late 20s and it's too late for us. And it is not too late. So if you are seeing this, don't give up hope. I know for sure there are three amazing, attractive, successful men in Austin that are looking for single gals in their 30s. So don't give up.
Personally, I like seeing men out there looking for a wife because this country needs fathers. For me, winning a woman over means studying what she likes and getting to know her interests. That helps you plan the right kind of date. When I used to text, it was always with the intention of gathering information, what topics she's into, what kind of dates she enjoys, what open-ended questions I can ask her. Sure, I think like a salesman. And as a salesman, you study your customer to present your product. In this case, the product is you. A recent study shows that more than 50% of women between 25 and 40 haven't been on a decent date, one where they truly felt special. That kind of date usually comes after the first one, which is typically just coffee. What I'm telling you is this. If you're a well-groomed man and you know how to present yourself, trust me, you can attract not just a 30-year-old woman, but even a 25-year-old woman with no kids.
Last night before I went to bed, I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw a woman saying, I don't need a partner, but can we just talk about how much harder life is when you don't have a partner and you're doing it alone? As somebody who was unwillingly single for 8 years in my 20s, I didn't meet my now fiance until I was 30. I just want to say, that's true. I remember one of my best friends when she first met her now fiance. She and I had a conversation. She met him about a year and a half before I ended up meeting my partner. And we were talking and she was like, it's a privilege. We don't really talk about this, but it is a privilege to meet your partner. It is a privilege to have a romantic partner who is a life partner, who is somebody who helps you with the bills, helps you figure out, what to get grandma for Christmas, who helps you, when you are going through scary medical stuff, who helps you decide, what treatment to get your dog, helps you figure out, what classes you should register for if you're in graduate school. I don't know. There's just so many things that come up in life, and having someone to do those things with and having someone to share those burdens with you is immeasurably helpful and a privilege that people who are not partnered do not have. And most people who are not partnered want that. And I think that's totally valid. And that said, I will say part of the reason why I was single for 8 years is because I wasn't willing to settle for a partner who was just some guy. I wasn't willing to settle for someone who I didn't love, who didn't love me, who didn't treat me with respect and awe, and who I wasn't totally in awe of all of the time and didn't my fiance and I worship each other. We love each other so much, and we both say to each other all the time, you're so perfect. I love this life that we have together. And I wasn't interested in anything less than that. And that meant that I was single for a long time, and it was hard. And it was worth it, but it didn't make it any easier in the moment. It just meant that I had to have a lot of faith in what I was holding out for. And so if you're someone who's single and is really feeling the burden of that right now, or just in general, I just want to validate for you that that's real. And there are people who are coupled who see you and see that and know that. And it can be really hard and scary and frustrating when, especially as you get into your upper 20s and your 30s, et cetera, to see other people not having that burden anymore and feel like they've forgotten, they don't understand. But there are people who see you, and I think that it's worth the wait to find someone who really is a true partner and not just some guy. Hope this helps.
This is a woman in love who truly appreciates the man in her life. Honestly, I have no issue with that. Now, while I was listening to her, I was laughing because something similar happened to my partner. She was attending a Pilates class with a group of women. It was all women. She and a friend went for about 2 weeks, and then they stopped going. I asked her why, and she told me that whenever there was time to talk during the class, the conversations always revolved around men. She said there were a lot of empowered women claiming they don't need men, that they can thrive without one, that men bring nothing to the table. It was always that same negativity toward men. My woman and her friend left because she says she does need her husband. She doesn't want to sit there listening to that negativity or bringing any of it into her home. That's why, my friend, these women spend all day talking about you. That whole independent narrative is often just a story. They've hit the wall, and the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why do so many women in their 30s say they feel invisible when they had so many options in their 20s? Is the problem a lack of options or unrealistic standards? If you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Wall.